I am Mark Feuerstein, and I am the next guest On Screen and Beyond.
On Screen and Beyond, an inside look into the entertainment world featuring interviews with people from the movie, TV, and music industry, news on upcoming TV and DVD releases, and the rumor mill. And now, here's the host of On Screen and Beyond, Brian Zemrak.
Here we go again. It's time once again to share some news from the entertainment world, and we have a guest for you also. This is episode 745 of On Screen and Beyond. I'm your host, Brian Zemrak, and this is the show that brings you a celebrity guest each week from the movie, TV, or music industry, as well as keeping you updated on what's coming your way as far as remakes, sequels, prequels, upcoming new movies, and TV and movie DVD releases, as well as the rumor mill. This week, we have a great guest coming your way. 2 weeks ago, we had Dermot Mulroney and Sal Litvak as our guests, and they were from the film Guns N' Moses. Well, this week we have another star from that film, Mark Feuerstein, and he drops by to talk about his role in Guns N' Moses, which is in theaters on July 18th. Now, Mark is known for so many roles that he's done, including Caroline in the City, The West Wing, Royal Palms, and so much more. Mark will be joining us in a few minutes right here on Screen and Beyond. Can you believe it? We're almost done with season 18 of On Screen and Beyond. In September, we move into our 19th year of bringing you guests from the entertainment world, music, TV, everything. And as always, please subscribe to whatever podcast platform you get us from, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Amazon, Alexa, Podbeam, or on Spotify for audio. And on video, you can catch us on, like I said, Spotify and YouTube. And be sure to follow us On Screen and Beyond on Instagram and Facebook. And we have a lot of stuff coming our way today. So let's get right into it. It is time for remakes, sequels, and prequels right here on Screen and Beyond.
Please hang up and try again.
Remakes, sequels, and prequels, November 7th. Look for The Running Man to run into theaters as the film gets remade. Originally, Arnold Schwarzenegger played the star in that one. This time, it'll be starring Glenn Powell as the runner and Josh Brolin as the ruthless producer. And Megan 2.0 lands in theaters on June 27th from Blumhouse. And it looks like Bill Hader will be the voice of The Cat in the Hat in a remake of The Cat in the Hat, which comes to theaters on February 27th, and that's in 2026, so not till next year. And September 12th, the final film in the Downton Abbey saga strides into theaters with Downton Abbey, the grand finale. And on April 2027, the final Fast and Furious film will arrive, and Vin Diesel says Paul Walker's character, Brian O'Connor, will return. So we'll see how they deal with that. And that's it for remakes, sequels, and prequels. Coming up next on Screen and Beyond, upcoming new movies. Upcoming new movies, Project Hail Mary, starring Ryan Gosling as a science teacher who awakens in a spaceship with no idea how he got there, and he must solve a riddle to save the world. Look for that on March 20th, 2026 in theaters. And Kevin Hart, well, he's going to be producing Zeno. Now, that's starring Luke Wilson and arrives in September 19th as a teenage girl and a terrifying alien form a bond after a chance meeting in the desert. And Roofman with Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst will be climbing into theaters on October 10th. It's based on a true story about a man who was robbing fast food chains by cutting holes in their roofs and escapes prison and secretly lives in a Toys R Us for 6 months. Guess he liked playing with toys. That's it for upcoming new movies. Movies and TV on DVD and streaming is next, right here on Screen and Beyond. Movies and TV on DVD and streaming. Well, August 5th, you can look for Neighborhood Watch to land on DVD. It stars Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And Watson season 1 is heading to DVD on September 23rd, November 18th. Rick and Morty season 8 makes its way to DVD and Blu-ray. Season 2 of Wednesday will stream on Netflix on August 5th. So get ready for that. And August 19th, the classic 1950 film Harvey with Jimmy Stewart and the Rabbit comes to Blu-ray. And that's it for movies and TV on DVD and streaming. Coming up next on Screen and Beyond, it's TV and entertainment time. TV and entertainment time. Well, it looks like The Bear has been renewed for a 5th season over at FX. Meanwhile, Charlie Heaton of Stranger Things has joined the cast of a currently unnamed Netflix limited series set in Newfoundland. And it stars Josh Hartnett. And Rick Hurst, known for his role as Deputy Cletus Hogg on Dukes of Hazzard, has passed at the age of 79. And that's it for TV and entertainment time. Coming up next on Screen and Beyond, from Royal Pains to his new movie, Guns and Moses, it's Mark Feuerstein next right here on Screen and Beyond. Joining us today on Screen and Beyond is an actor who was on Caroline in the City, What Women Want, Good Morning Miami, The West Wing, Nurse Jackie, Prison Break, Power Book 2, Ghost, and Royal Pains, Hotel Cocaine, and so much more. The latest movie in which he stars in is Guns and Moses, which arrives in theaters on July 18th. It's Mark Feuerstein. Mark, welcome to On Screen and Beyond.
Hey, Brian, thank you so much for having me. I'm so thrilled to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you. Or should I call you Rabbi Mo?
You should call me Mark, but I am also Rabbi Mo.
Now, is this the first time you've ever played a rabbi? I mean, you've done so many roles.
Yeah, the role that was closest to this one, because not only was I sort of an Orthodox Jewish character, but I was also in an action sequence or two, was a movie called Defiance with Daniel Craig and Liev Schreiber and Jamie Bell. A beautiful movie about the largest rescue of Jews by Jews during the Holocaust, about Tuvia Bielski, this one brave guy played by Daniel Craig, who created a community who lived in the forests for 2.5 years. And there was this one action sequence where Daniel Craig is running past mortars and picking up one person and dropping them. And I had one little section of this incredible action sequence, and I was so nervous, but I pulled it off where he falls down, loses it. I have to pick him up. I have to pick up Daniel Craig and carry him across. Anyway, that was the other time I got to be a sort of action hero. But this time I'm the Daniel Craig of this movie, baby. I am Rabbi Mo, and he learns how to shoot a gun to protect himself, his family, and his community. And it's just a great story about one man trying to get to the heart of the matter by being curious and keeping his mind open to all the possibilities.
And Guns and Moses is so good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Thank you.
I was telling it to Dermot and Sal. They were our guests on the show earlier. And it's just, I mean, you are the reluctant hero. You know, you don't want to do things, but you got to, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just you played it so well, and the writing in this, and I mentioned this to Sal, was when you and Christopher Lloyd were talking and trying to get the Clay to get the brownie. It's like that is such an intense scene. I mean, it's just incredible.
Brian, thank you so much for watching it. Thank you for the compliment, what you said. And you singled out two aspects. I love what you said, if you don't mind my running with it for a second. But first of all, the reluctant hero, what a great term. Nobody's said, but it shows what a great viewer you are of movies and TV, because that is exactly what's going on for Rabbi Mo from the beginning. He's not wanting to have to learn to shoot a gun. He doesn't want to be a violent man at all or hurt a soul. As his wife says to him, Hindi, played by Alona Tal, who's fabulous, she says, "Are you afraid that you won't be able to shoot the gun?" And I say, yes, and that I will because he doesn't want to have to. And it's only because no one around him is looking hard enough to find the real killer that he has to go about finding it himself. It's kind of like Chinatown meets The Chosen in a way. And the scene you singled out is so important to the movie and to me because this neo-Nazi keeps coming around our synagogue in the high desert community of California, set in modern day, and terrorizing us. And instead of just hiding, instead of willingly surrendering, the rabbi goes right to his car and says, "Come, if you're such a big man, get out of your car and let me introduce you to someone who has a story to share." And he gets out of his car, which for me is a metaphor for all the echo chambers that everyone is living in these days, not willing to hear the other side. He gets out, he comes over, and I introduce him to a survivor from the Holocaust, played by none other than Christopher Lloyd, who I've loved ever since Back to the Future. And he educates this neo-Nazi about the Holocaust. Though he and his colleagues would deny that it ever happened, here is evidence that it did, because this man lost his whole family. And it's only in that moment when Rabbi Mo realizes, oh, this kid was willing to listen. This kid ate a brownie at our congregation. I just don't believe he would kill a member of our community, which is, the whole quest of the movie is to figure out who killed one of our patrons in the first 5 minutes of the movie. And it's that faith in humanity that makes Rabbi Mo so special to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so different than other action heroes. I mean, there's other ones where the family, action movies where the family gets killed and the guys goes down. But then it seems like he's enjoying what he's doing.
Yeah.
In your character, you weren't enjoying this. I mean, it was just something that had to be done. So I applaud you for the way you did it and the way it was written from Sal and his wife. And it's just a great movie.
Well, thank you. Sal actually was inspired by a rabbi in Poway, California, who, when there was a shooting and a shooter started, trying to kill all the members of the congregation, which was some 15 congregants, the rabbi of that synagogue didn't just sit there and take it. He jumped at the shooter immediately, which is a value in the Orthodox community in terms of protecting themselves. They say, don't think, just act, just go. Jump on the bomb, jump on the grenade, go towards the shooter. And he lost a finger in doing that, but saved the entire community. He's a hero. And that inspired Sal and Nina to write this movie about an unexpected hero, a reluctant hero, as you said.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I say, it's just the people who should definitely be looking for it on July 18th, because it's not your average thriller, action thriller. There's a heart to it. There's a good story to it. And it definitely is something that, people should be looking for.
Hi, I'm Leonard Maltin, and I'm on Screen and Beyond.
How did you get involved with this movie? And how do you determine what role you want to do? Are you looking for that type of role, or, what are you doing?
Brian, it's so funny because there are so many moments when I'm hanging with I was just with a bunch of my college friends. We were mountain biking in Northern California. When people just comment on the choices actors make, as if they have everything under the sun to choose from, I mean, we are journeymen actors. We get the opportunities we get. And this script fell on my lap. Who knows who Sal might have, offered this role to before me? Who knows who would have gotten the script next? I don't know. I don't care. It came across my desk. My manager and I read it over a weekend. I got on the phone with her. With an indie film, you have no idea what to expect. And we were like, this is pretty good. Yeah. This is really good. It's got heart. It's funny. It's dramatic. He's a badass rabbi, action hero. And so in this particular case, it just was the combination of elements that get to show my range, and in a context where it's a story about a proud Jew who stands up for what he believes in.
With all the different roles you've done over the years, is there any role that you haven't done that you would like to do?
It's funny because I was doing another interview where the guy mentioned a show I did recently called Hotel Cocaine, in which I played a coke snorting hippie who was a hotel manager in Miami in 1978 at the Mutiny Club, Burton Greenberg. So I've gotten to play the full gamut, even in the last 2 years, by playing a drug addict and the most noble moral man I could possibly play in Rabbi Mo. So I've been lucky to have versatility to get to do things like playing a young Republican in the White House, in the West Wing, to get to play a doctor hero. I've gotten to play a bad guy on Prison Break. So I've really had my fill of so many different aspects of the human experience, but I'm always looking for more. I'm always looking for a challenging, vulnerable, layered character. Watching The Brutalist, getting to play a role like that, which is also a very specifically Jewish story, but that's an incredible character that Adrian Brody created. If the writing is good, if the story is important and has a valuable message, it doesn't have to be a character that is a role model like Dr. Hank Lawson on Royal Pains. It can be a degenerate like Burton Greenberg, or a good example of humanity as Rabbi Mo is. It's just about telling great stories. And that's what, being a Jew is about, remembering the stories of our persecution, to never forget them. And that's what being an artist is about telling great stories. And I'm just thrilled to get to be a part of them.
Hello, this is Patrick Duffy, and I'm on Screen and Beyond.
Mark, if they ever do, I can picture you in this. If they ever do a biopic of Mel Brooks, not that you look like him, but your enthusiasm, seeing you in interviews and everything you do, and of course your great acting that you do. But I can picture you being Mel Brooks.
It's so funny you say that, Brian, for two reasons. One, I just listened to his book on tape, All About Me, and it is so fantastic to hear him talk. He doesn't have one negative word to say about anybody, and he tells the story of his career and his life, and it's so funny. And he was one of the greatest of all time. I mean, such a brilliant comic. But also, in my 8th grade yearbook, it said like about certain people, like Robert Gordon is going to go on to be, Supreme Court Justice, and David Menschel is going to go on to be one of the great businessmen of our time. And the 8th grade wouldn't be the same if Mark Feuerstein didn't look like Mel Brooks. So, okay, I should be so lucky to get to play him in the movie about Mel Brooks, because he was a genius. And Nick Kroll made a great thing in History of the World Part 2, but I'm ready for Mel, baby. Let's do it. Laughter on the 23rd floor, whatever it is, I'm ready.
Yeah. Well, Mark, we got to finish up here, but people should definitely be looking out for Guns N' Moses on July 18th in theaters. And I'm sure later on it'll be on digital and all that, streaming and everything else. But they should definitely see it in a theater, because this is a movie you want to see in the theater. And
thank you so much, Brian. And Sal would have me tell anybody who's listening to go to their local movie theater and mention to the manager that they want to see Guns N' Moses, because it'll help get it into more theaters. It opens across the country on July 18th. And I'm really proud of this movie. And thank you so much for your time, Brian.
Mark, one final quick question. When you sit back and relax, what are your favorite TV shows now and of the past? And what's your favorite movies? What do you enjoy?
Most recently, I've enjoyed watching shows like Paradise, of course, Succession. I loved White Lotus is amazing. I would kill to be on that some season. Mike White, if you're listening to Brian right now and me, I'm ready to go. Great movies, I mean, classics like Annie Hall or Rocky or, um, I mean, but I also like artsy movies like Jean de Florette and Les Enfants du Paradis, some of the French movies, Bergman. So I go all over the map, but I love everything from a great popcorn movie to a great artsy film like The Squid and the Whale by Noah Baumbach. Uh, I can't locate myself in any one genre because I love them all.
Well, Mark, thank you so much. People should look out for Guns N' Moses, July 18th, and thank you for sharing with us.
Pleasure, Brian. Great to talk to you.
A big thank you going out to Mark Feuerstein for joining us today here on Screen and Beyond. Keep an eye out for his new film, Guns N' Moses, on July 18th in theaters. And I hope you all have a great 4th of July. I hope to get a few past interviews that I have had on video, never released the video portion, but also, did release the audio. So keep an eye out for that for those of you that are watching the On Screen and Beyond on YouTube or Spotify. That's where you can get the video versions. Like I say, we've only been doing it since January, so we do have a backlog of things that I was taping but not putting out as far as videos. So we're going to try to get those to you. So I hope you'll check it out. And you can subscribe, download episodes of you on YouTube, of course, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Please be sure to tell a friend so that they too can enjoy their favorite TV, movie, music stars as they share their stories and projects with us each week right here on Screen and Beyond. And while you're at it, by the way, if you want to get some On Screen and Beyond merchandise, whether it's a t-shirt with the logo on it or a mug like I have over here, a hat, whatever, you can pick that up at onscreenandbeyond.com. We have a link where you can go and you can get hats, t-shirts, mugs, sweatshirts, everything, So be sure to check that out. And that's it. That's a wrap for this episode of On Screen and Beyond. So until next time, when we once again take you on screen and beyond, I'm Brian Zemrak. Take care.